let's not look down if a dude is 50s is with a woman who's 30. Like it's not. Now, when my friends come from the States and they've seen because I do parties and events, I have to know young people. So when they come and they go to my parties and stuff, and they're like, Troy, what's up with all these 20-some-year-old girls and girls in their early 30s and stuff? I'm like, this is a party. It's a party.
And so this is really important to understand, right? So this is one of got to say it the way it is. Just be honest about it, right? This is one of the things that makes another reason, right? Another reason that makes Africa attractive for men, for black men, right? It's just the truth. It is the truth. It's culturally accepted, right? It's not an issue, right? The idea is that you pay for everything. Does that make sense? Now, somebody's going to listen to that and say, what, you mean you pay to play? You pay to play, as a man, you pay to play everywhere. You pay to play everywhere. You pay to play in Europe. You pay to play in America. What I mean by that is that you pay for dates. You pay. It's as simple as that. You pay for everything. It's just that on the African continent, the chances are you're going to get a woman who's going to be a little bit more loyal, and the woman who's going to really, see you as being her head, see you as being, her leader. And that may be partly down to spiritual belief, being a Christian or being a Muslim. But the bottom line is, right, that is what she expects. She expects you to be her leader. She expects you to be ahead. She expects it. She expects you to be what she thinks is a man, a leader. That's it. And part of that is that you pay and you protect. You do those things. That is all part of it. And if you're not going to do that, then there's a problem because they are more likely to uphold their end of the deal, which is to look after the home, to cook, all of those bits and pieces that some men, not all, some men actually want. So just understand this before, some people come in and get upset. It's a different culture, and you've got to allow people in other countries to have their own culture. This whole thing about cultural imperialism, where a lot of people living in the West feel that they can export their cultural practices to the African continent and Asia and everywhere else, and the Far East and India. And because they have a different culture, somehow they're lacking, somehow the women are lacking. That's arrogant. That's arrogance. You've got to be honest, man. That's just pure and utter arrogance. It's arrogant. That's what that is. So a lot of Western men actually prefer non-Western culture, not just in, black men I'm talking about, not just because they're not going to get harassed by the police, not just because they're going to be othered at work and everywhere else, but also the women value the men. And the women don't see your masculinity as being toxic. That's got to be a bonus. But anyway, let's get on with it.